Hi, welcome everybody. I'm excited to do this virtual orientation for the first time, kind of as a small group. And then, as I just mentioned, I'm going to put it up on YouTube. So in case you don't get anything or miss something, of course, I'll answer questions at the end, but you can also then rewatch it anytime you want. So I'll first share my screen. And Tammy's gonna come up, but then let's see where we are. Okay, so not to be real formal, but I just wanted to put together a couple of bullet points just so kind of along the lines of the email that I sent out. And then, like I said, stop me for any questions since we're a small group. But first, welcome. And for those of you who've been in the wine club for a while, this is kind of a new program that I wanted to launch to help make it easier for you to understand club membership and how to customize and all the benefits and everything that you have. So we'll go through everything first. Wanted to talk about your membership and where you find details about your membership, commitment, benefits, the annual club shipment schedule, and this is actually all on our website. So if you just go to our website, parallelwines.com, and you see the primary navigation up here. There's lots of info. I try really hard to keep this up to date. But here you would click on the wine club link. It's the third one in, if you haven't been here already. This talks about first our 3 wine clubs. We just launched this new wine club called First Tracks, which the double black diamond is 12 bottles 3 times a year, black diamond 6 bottles 3 times a year, and then the First Tracks is 3 bottles 3 times a year. And so you can read all about your individual club member, some of the shipping and wine details and benefits there, but most of the details below here as you scroll down. First, our annual shipment schedule is there. So what's coming up, the announcement that I sent out a couple weeks ago, and every February it will be the Parallel Napa Valley Cabernet. Every May it will be our Russian River Chardonnay, and then in the fall and October will always be our Black Diamond Reserve release. So whatever vintage is coming out next. That doesn't mean you can't customize, and I'll get to that later, but that is the annual shipping schedule. You can always adjust that if you need me to hold things, and we'll get into that a little bit later too. But I wanted to just mention there's a lot of benefits down here, and this was something that I rethought really during the pandemic and kind of after the pandemic, and just thinking about trying to add benefits that people can use not only when you're ordering wine online or through the club, but and when you come here to Napa Valley, but even some things that you can take advantage of at home. So first, I kind of just broke them out into 3 categories. So in addition to the discounts, which are listed here for your club and what you get discounts on, there's just some additional wine and shipping benefits. Obviously, as a club member, you would get first access to any wines. We will always know that I am part meteorologist, and that I was just kind of joking about that before we hit record, that I'm always watching the weather. Right now I'm not shipping because it's cold. In the summertime I will upgrade you complimentary anytime to temperature controlled shipping. The wine club, if you actually go to our wines page and see what's available online, only our current releases are there because I'm holding back vintages and the library for the wine club. If you ever were to buy a large format, I just happen to have a couple here. Here's a magnum of the parallel. I don't know if you can see me because I have the Parallel Cabernet, and you can see that all of our these larger formats the label on the front is etched and hand painted, and then the capsule is wax. I'm trying to see if you could actually see that in the video. So if you ever buy one of these, drink it just like this. There's no wine in it. If you send it back to me, I will get it blackened on the inside and re-waxed for you and send it back so that you have a nice display bottle. So there's just lots of little things like that we've thought about over the years to add as benefits. Of course, in Napa Valley, there's discounts and benefits for private tastings. I'm well first and close with a lot of private drivers here. So if you ever need some private driver when you're here, I'm happy to help you making appointments at other wineries. If you're a skier or you just go to Park City in the summertime or just find yourself there, that know that my partners, the three couples who live in Park City full time, will welcome you with a glass of wine if you wanted to visit with them while you're there. And that we host 2 parties a year. I'm just actually about to announce tomorrow a series of spring events, including our Bud Break Party, which we do here in Napa Valley every spring. This year it's going to be May 6th. And then we do our Harvest Party in the fall. It's usually September in Park City. And depending what club membership level you are at, you get 1 to 4 complimentary tickets. You can buy additional tickets as well. And then we are continuing to do our private online tasting. So of course, this was started during the pandemic, but I thought, why not continue it as an opportunity if you don't come to Napa Valley every year or every 2 years. And as a club member, you can request 1 complimentary private online tasting a year, where I would send you current releases, or we could switch things out depending. I just want to be, for you to introduce us to some additional friends that may like Napa Valley wines, Fleet Milk wines, Cabernet. And that's sort of how we grow, since we're so small, kind of organically like that, as people are introducing us to new people that they think who would love Parallel. The other thing I wanted to point in this category is that we do a lot of philanthropy, and we really want to encourage our club members to participate or to continue to participate in the things in their community that are meaningful to them. So while we don't make a lot of wine, and it would be hard for us to be giving out bottles to everybody, you can once a year request a donation of tastings. And I've been doing this with club members over the last year or so since we introduced this. And now we're so excited that we're supporting even that many more charities, and ones that are important to all of you. So just know, I kind of broad brushed through all of that, but just know this is always here for you to reference. And there's lots of things that you may not be aware of that we hope you would take advantage of. So then moving on to, let's see, this is going to go back. So we just kind of went through club membership. If anybody, I should pause. If anybody want to unmute themselves and ask any questions at this point, or I will move along. So signing into your account online also is done on our website. You can go to any page on our website. So I'm on the wine club page, you can go to the home page. It doesn't matter. You'll always see at the top this your account and login where I have my cursor. And so you will log in. Of course, I put myself in the wine club so that I can test things out. The not user-friendly part of that is that I just signed in, but it just looked like it went right back to the home page. The difference is now it says hello Adrian, where before it said your account. And so you just have to go back there and click on your name, and then that will get you into your account. And so you have this little navigation here on the left-hand side. It'll default put you in editing your profile. If you were to move, if you want to change your password, you would do that there. And then the other ones I would point out, we don't do allocations, we do wine clubs. So nothing related to allocations, like the allocations or allocation history will have any detail in it. But this is also where you would update a credit card if it expired, or you had to get a new one, or you just want to have multiple cards on your account, depending on which one you may want to charge for a particular shipment or purchase. The club list just tells you which wine club you're in, and you can look at the details there. I've put myself in every club. And then the address book. So this is all the places I've ever shipped myself wine. And so if there's, you might already have a default address in here from difference from billing to shipping. Or if, for example, you want to ship yourself wine on vacation, or you want to ship a friend or a family member wine, then you can add them here to the address book. And then the last thing is your order history. So anything you've ever ordered would be here. So if you can't remember, oh my gosh, what did I drink, a year ago? What was that vintage? And there's a reorder button here too, so that if it's still available, you can just reorder it online. So that's that. You can always, I mean, all of these things, you can go into your account. You can also email me if you need to update any of this information. So, and we'll go back before I move into the club shipments. I'll just pause if there's any questions here. And if not, we'll move on to the club shipments and how they work and how you customize. So right now we're in the middle of a club shipment period. So you would have, unless you've joined since then, you would have gotten an email from me almost 2 weeks ago that was announcing the club shipment. This is what it would have looked like. I just pulled it up, sent it to myself. But it'll always sort of announce this is the Black Diamond Wine Club. It looks very similar for the other two clubs, and it'll always say this is your February release, your May release, your October release, and what we're going to be releasing as your default shipment. So I always include here important dates, you know, what's coming, important dates in order for deadlines to change your shipment, when your credit card will charge, and then when the wine will be starting to ship. It'll be different depending on where you are in the country, and if I need to hold it or upgrade it for temperature controlled or for other various weather. So this February shipment, in the absence of 2020 Cabernets, we have been holding back wines. So we will be we're releasing a vertical of parallel Cabernet, where we would have had 2020 parallel Cabernet this February. So, for example, in the Black Diamond Wine Club, since it's a 6-bottle shipment per shipment, it would be 2 bottles of each of the wines as your default. So if you don't, I'll show you how to customize now, but if you don't make any changes during the 2-week open period, then those are the wines that you would get. And then there's always I always try to put some detail, some notes from Philippe Melka and other things about the particular vintage that we're releasing. And then towards the bottom, it'll detail retail pricing, what your club pricing is. And then here is the important part about how to add or change your shipment. You would just basically log in and select the club list on that one side where I was. So I'll go back to that. So now that we're logged in, we go here to the left-hand side to the club list, and you won't have 3 clubs in your club list. You would just have one. So you would just click whichever club you're in, you click edit club, and then scroll, so scroll down, it'll give you some basic details about your club membership and then club choices. And so right now it's the 2 bottles of each for the Black Diamond Wine Club. Again, a little bit of the detail on the pricing, shipping, and then the deadline to make changes is this February 4th. So it would have been a full 2-week period, and I will do that with all 3 club shipments. Is you get a 2-week period to make changes. So I always put it'll be default selected to, right now it's the 2 bottles, 2 bottles, and 2 bottles for a total of 6. But I always put in several additional bottles for you to be able to switch things out. I put the current, if it's the parallel Cabernet, I put the current release of the Black Diamond Reserve and vice versa. Maybe a library wine. I just wanted to note to people that our Chardonnay is sold out. So that's why I put that there. You can make your changes in here. The important thing is to make sure you scroll down and hit submit, because I have had club members say, oh, I thought I customized. And I think that they did all this and then left the page, not realizing that you have to click submit. You could also make sure this is where you would, choose a different credit card and choose a different shipping address. Those all would be here as well. If you do not see what you want, say you want a library wine that's not here, you want a Magnum, you want to see what else is available, that's when you would have to email me. So I wouldn't we'd have too many bottles here for too many choices. So I just kind of put what I think people might be most interested in. And then if there's other things that you'd like to know about, then you can just email me directly and I'd be happy to let you know what else is available. Going back to our thing here. So a lot of times that people are saying, oh, well, I'm moving, renovating my house, I just have too much wine. Just know you can either, say if you're at the 6-bottle club, say you want to just take 2 bottles this time or 3 bottles, or you need to skip altogether. That from time to time, that's fine to do. And you would just need to email me, because the system will default you to your minimum 3 bottles, 6 bottles, 12 bottles. And then I also have had club members ask me about sending their shipments to other people, perhaps as a thank you or a birthday. And that's easy. You would just either let me know about it or change the address in your account, and then assign that address when you're doing your customizing of your club shipment. So very flexible and happy to accommodate you as much as I can, either by doing it online or just emailing me directly. The other thing I wanted to note is ordering wine online and in between club shipments. So you get your the Black Diamond and Double Black Diamond get complimentary shipping at the 3 times a year of club shipments, but sometimes you may want to order in between club shipments. You would pay market rate for shipping, but everybody always gets their wine discounts any time of the year that they buy wine. The other thing I wanted to, and I think I mentioned in the beginning, but I'll just go back to our wines page so you can see that I just have the 3 current release wines here. I did actually just put a note up here because somebody was asking me, a club member was asking me, well, where do I find library wines? I don't put them up here because I really hold them back for club members to have first access to them. So if you are looking for library wines, then that would be something you would just email me about, and then I can let you know when it's available. But if you're just looking for, I loved that 2019 Parallel Cabernet, I need to get, I'd love to get a few more bottles, then those are always available for you to purchase there. You don't need any codes. Once you put them in your cart, your discounts, your wine discounts will automatically be applied. And so I just whipped through all of that. So I will definitely stop now and unshare my screen and see if anybody has any questions, or if there was anything in the. Yep. Does anybody have any questions? I know I went through that really quick.
So I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, Marty.
Can you hear me okay? I know you said, since like if we have the 6 bottle or 12 bottle, we can come in and say we only need 2 or 3 bottles. If we decided that we wanted to do the 3 bottles for a year, could we go down to the lower one and then come back up to the black? Okay.
Absolutely.
I just wasn't sure how that would work. So
yeah, that's why we launched that last month, was so that, because literally 99.999% of the time that people need to cancel is because they have too much wine. And so a lot of times they'll say, oh, we can go on hold for a little while, skip a couple shipments, and that works sometimes. But sometimes you have, people like, that's not going to cut it. I just have so much wine right now. And so as opposed to just completely canceling and getting no benefits, to drop down to the 3 bottle club for a period of time, or maybe that suits you better long term. That's really why we created that option.
Okay, great, thanks.
So yeah, at any time. And then if you're like, oh no, I want some more wine, then you can just jump back up to 6 bottles or 12 bottles. So Tammy, did you have a question?
Well, I just wanted to comment that I think you did a great job.
Oh, thanks.
And
I'm talking fast, East Coast. So I'm like, oh gosh, I'm talking so fast.
And I think my question was actually answered, although it's adjacent to the one that was just asked. Mine was more of, if we like a particular line or bottle, or whatever the case may be, and you are low in inventory, can we save some of the, let's say, as I'm partial to the Chardonnay, and I know there's limited inventory. So is there a way to sort of hold back on some of the reds while I wait for a restock of the Chardonnay. But I think the previous person just answered, or you just answered in a way that I can make a safe assumption, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, in the wine club, you're always guaranteed the bottles, whatever club you join, you are guaranteed. I make sure I never oversell club memberships, or particularly we've been selling futures in the Chardonnay because we run out so fast every year and we've not been able to keep up with demand. But I'm keeping track of all of that. So at some point I was like, oh, well, we might have to just pause wine club memberships because I don't know if I'm going to have enough Chardonnay in May. Will literally find that out next week. So it may be, depending on how many cases we get of Chardonnay, the 2021, which will release in May, I might have to pause and put a hold on new club members joining, because I won't have, in order to make sure that every club member, if they want their 3 bottles, 6 bottles, 12 bottles, all of Chardonnay, then I have it. But at this time, I'm also not, like, I've already have club members who say we're in the 6 bottle club who want 12 bottles of Chardonnay. And I said, well, just wait to you can have your 6 bottles now. And I promise that club members would have first access if I were to have more.
Great.
But you're always guaranteed, whatever club you're in, you're always guaranteed that bottle allotment first. And I'm always keeping track. We've been trying to take more and more Chardonnay. In fact, we were Cabernet. We were lucky to have a little bit more access to some Cabernet vineyards this year. Or last year, I should say, 22. So that should help us on the Cabernet side. Chardonnay has been a little bit more difficult because it's with the drought, it's much more sensitive to the drought conditions than Cabernet. Cabernet is a little bit more hardy. So we haven't been able to get this much Chardonnay as we would like. All right. Well, if there's no
Adriana, I have a
Yes,
quick question.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, how are you? The shipments appear February, May, and October, correct?
That's correct.
So the one in May, is it designated for Chardonnay only? Or I can't remember. I mean, some of the clubs I'm in are reds only. I mean, we're pretty, partial to reds.
Yep.
So everybody can have my Chardonnay. How about that?
Oh.
Ship it to someone else. No, I love your Chardonnay, but typically we get reds. So in that situation, how would that work? Can we go in and just make a change before the shipment in May?
Yeah, so 2 things, just to answer the first part of your question. We only do, since we make 3 wines, we just do single bottle releases. So February is always all parallel. There's not a mixed release. So in May it would be Chardonnay. I do have, and I'm not sure if you haven't told me, I can put a flag on your account. Because I have a lot of people who are like, give me the Chardonnay, and then they can't get enough, and people are like, we just drink reds. And so if you let me know ahead of time, I could put you in as one of those club members who always wants to swap Chardonnay for Cabernet.
Yeah.
And then your default shipment would be, if you're in the 6 bottle club, it would be 3 bottles of parallel Cabernet and 3 bottles of reserve, whatever the current release is, as the default. But again, that's just, I always need to put a default on it so that if you don't tell me anything, I have something to send you. But again, yes, you would be able to customize things online, as I just showed you, and take all the Chardonnay out of your shipment and just pick available Cabernets. Or I have people, like, I like it, but it's, I'll drink a couple bottles. So maybe they take 2 bottles of Chardonnay and then 4 bottles of Cab of whatever they, whatever Cabernet that they're interested in. So that's also.
So I think I'm in Black Diamond. So would that be 6 bottles of Chardonnay normally? Or?
That would be your default shipment, unless, and I can make a note right now, you want me to say, and I don't know if I have the flag on your account, I'd have to look.
Yeah, go ahead and do that if you would. You can go ahead and flag me for that, just reds only.
Yep.
And that will be awesome.
Yeah, and then
I can send you an email if you need some record of that.
No, this is good enough. It's recording.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, just know too that you'll get the emails about the Chardonnay, and then usually after I send them out, I go behind and I say to all the people who are subbing out, like, okay, you've told me Cabernet, so this is what I'm gonna do for you unless you tell me otherwise. For cabs, so that's usually what I'll do.
Awesome. Thank you.
Perfect. Well, good. If there's no other questions, then I will wrap it up and let you all get on your way, and maybe hopefully opening up a bottle of wine and some nice dinner this evening. And thanks very much for taking the time. And always, email, all roads lead to me. So you can call the winery, it rings to my cell phone, email me. I'm available for any additional questions and any assistance that you might need, taking advantage of your benefits, coming to Napa Valley, all those things. Just I'm here to help.
Well, Adrian, this was great. A nice touch compared to some of my other clubs, but I really appreciate the flexibility and the education. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks everybody for taking the time. And-
Ditto. Yes.
All right, thanks, David.
Bye-bye.
All right, I will sign us off and everybody have a good night.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
All right, see you all soon. Bye.